Hi, Jim Van Zandt here, one of the pastors here at Carlisle United Methodist Church with Sermon in 3 Minutes. Thank you for tuning in. You know, I heard a joke once about a guy that goes in to see his doctor complaining of a lot of stress in his life. Doc asks you to play golf. Man says no. Doc says, well, start playing golf. Next guy comes in to see the doctor, complains of the very same thing, too much stress in his life. Doc asks, do you play golf? Man says yes. Doc says, quit playing golf. That kind of illustrates the love-hate relationship so many people have with the game of golf. Only talking about golf because that was one of the favorite books in the series for our summer sermon series here in Carlisle UMC. Golf in the Kingdom by Michael Murphy. It's one that I talked about last week. It's a fantasy story about this phenomenal round of golf that a bit autobiographical. The character's name is Michael Murphy. Goes to Scotland to play a course called Burning Bush. That alone should give a hint as to kind of the biblical themes that are woven into this fictitious work. The golf teacher that Michael goes around with is named Shivis Irons, and they meet a strange holy man by the name of Seamus Macduff, who lives off the 13th fairway in a place called Lucifer's Rug. It's a fascinating little book in its own right, tells you a lot about the game of golf, but also about life. You know, there are a lot of books out there that talk to us and tell us how to deal with death, but not a lot of books that tell us how to deal with life. And Golf in the Kingdom is one that does do that and follows many of the biblical themes that go along with that. Really enjoyed the book. It didn't take a long time to read it, and I imagine if you like the game of golf, it's probably a book you would like too. In the round, Michael Murphy faces a lot of dilemmas in his round of golf, many of which are just caused by himself. I don't know if you play golf or not, but when I play golf, sometimes one bad shot leads to a second, leads to a third. Same thing happens to Michael Murphy, and by the time his third shot is ready to be taken, he in disgust will just go up and whack the ball, not really taking the time to carefully deliberate or to even aim. I do the same thing too. I'm not athletically suited for golf, nor is my personality suited for the game, but I enjoy playing it. I don't know why. There are a lot of dilemmas we face in life, and in fact, that's what the message was really about. And we looked at the Apostle Paul and the dilemmas he faced in his life and how he handled them. And he chose to handle them the same way that Jesus did. Maybe you remember the great dilemma that Jesus had when he's in the Garden of Gethsemane, whether to go to the cross or whether to escape all of the cross. And finally, what he does is just seek God and say, God, whatever you want. And that's what Paul does, and it's probably what we ought to do in the dilemmas of our life. Rather than sit and worry about the dilemmas, just fixate on them, if we would use that same time and energy just to seek God, to sit quietly, to read the scriptures, to be in prayer, the answer will be revealed. But too often in our lives, you and I are in for the quick fix. We want to get the decision made in a hurry, and we're the ones that then suffer for it. I don't know what kind of dilemma that you might have in your life, and you may be feeling like you just want it over with and you're just going to make a decision and go with it. I just want to counsel you to think about that for a moment. Maybe it's a good time to sit back, take a deep breath, go to a quiet place, and use that energy and time to seek God, for God will reveal his answer to us. This has been Sermon in 3 Minutes, and I just want to thank you for tuning in. If you're ever in the area, stop by Carlisle UMC. Got worship services at 8:15, 9:45, and 11 o'clock. Introduce yourself when you're here. Take care. Have a good day.